Having a fantastic time in the studio. My name is Victor Godfrey. As you know, I'm in the company of the boys, Chigozie Brown, Gideon Keshi. The one and only Femi Faraway is with us as well. And we do have a special guest in the house. Like I mentioned, he is a proper citizen. Basically, he's a Man City fan, but he's a world-class entertainer. They call him, he has a special name on social media, that will come in last, but he's known as Cross Okonkwo. But they call him Cross the Boss. Cross, thank you so much for being a part of our show today.
Thank you for having me.
And he's wearing a City jersey, repping the colors of his team.
Between two United fans.
Wow, Chigozie, that's.
I'm sorry, I had to say.
Can you imagine that?
I had to say.
Really?
You're surrounded by enemies.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Shots. Okay, now this promises to be really exciting. Guys, don't forget you can be a part of this conversation on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's know your thoughts. We have Cross in the building. Also, a special guest joining us via Zoom all the way from London, England. He is an Arsenal legend and fan favorite, the one and only Ray Parlour. Ray, thank you so much for being a part of our show today as well.
How you doing, guys? Good afternoon. Hope everybody's well.
We are doing well. Ray, you look good. My goodness. I'm going to get your jacket.
I'm just about to go out in England, so after my little bit with you, I'll be straight down to get ready for the England v Ukraine game later. So I'm looking forward to being out with my pals this afternoon, having a few drinks and watching the game.
Okay, now Ray, let's get right into it. Ray, now the quick question is this. It's almost rhetorical, but we're going to ask you anyway. Ray, who do you think is going to win the English Premier League this season and why?
Well, I should have put my Arsenal shirt on, really. I've seen the Man City shirt in the studio, so I would have dressed up a little bit more for Arsenal. But Arsenal got a great chance. Well, look, we all know it's a long way to go yet.
A Nigerian, I don't know if you know him or remember him, Kanu Nwankwo, one of the legends of African football, but also for Arsenal Football Club. Do you have any funny stories of Kanu, very, very briefly?
Well, you know what, Kanu was such a nice guy. You know, always had a smile on his face. He loved being in England, loved being in London, playing for Arsenal. He always was a bit laid back, if I'm being honest. You know, way he trained. The one thing you didn't want to have to do with Kanu, don't kick him and upset him. Because he could turn you inside out, you know, the skill he had. I loved his drag back when he went to shoot and he dragged his foot. And I remember the famous game when he scored a hat-trick at Stamford Bridge. Yeah. When he went round the goalkeeper in the corner. You know, we was all running into the box to say, cross the ball, Kanu. And he hit the ball and it went just above LaBeouf's head into the far corner. But what a player. You know, we had 4 great strikers at the club at the time. We had Will Tord, Kanu, obviously Henry and Bergkamp, but Kanu played his part in every single season. But I just loved his attitude. He loved the dance, he loved a bit of music, you know, all that sort of stuff. And he was so laid back and chilled out all the time, which was great because he chilled us out as well, to be honest with you. So, yeah, we see each other every now and again when he comes back to London or we do a Legends game. And first thing he says, he's just a great guy to have a chat with, you know. So, yeah, I've got lots of good memories of Kanu. And what a player, by the way. Excellent player. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ray. Don't go anywhere. We're still going to come back to you in a minute. We haven't forgotten about you, Cross. We know you're here. We know you're a Man City fan.
That sounds ominous.
Now, Cross, quick question. I know you're a very, very busy man, but in terms of football, what have you been up to in terms of football and your support for City?
Football. Well, personally, I'm just waiting for the international week to be over, so
yeah, you can get back to it, right?
Haaland can get back to destroying things. You know, he's one of my vengeful players. He always just like to destroy things. So I can't wait. That's what I can wait. Everybody stay, everybody stay moving. Then me too. I move. You move.
Like how majority of Barca fans moved to PSG.
So you originally started off as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
The irony, right? Listen, you can't write this script any better.
So yeah, then everybody will move it to me. I moved too. So that's when I moved. So it's been a minute too.
All right, Ray, you know you're still with us. A quick question to you, Ray. Now, for younger viewers or younger fans of football these days, they might not know your nickname back in your prime. They used to call you the Romford Pele. How did that nickname come about?
Well, believe it or not, it was Mark Overmars back in the day, 1997, 98 season. We just signed Mark Overmars. He was a great guy, obviously from the Netherlands.
Because that's clarified. Yaya Toure obviously is his favorite Man City player of all time.
Aguero too is a bad boy.
Okay, if we'll be
Aguero
here,
is a bad boy.
we'll be here forever.
Aguero is a bad boy because you see that QPR game when we won
Exactly.
that
Okay,
game.
yeah, okay. You know what? We'll get to that in a minute. But quickly,
But why always me?
Balotelli, really? Ray, this is for you. Now, you mentioned something that was really interesting with your last reply, where you said that you were asked if you could defeat United because there was a time whereby it was just Manchester United and Arsenal for the English Premier League title almost every season. Now, the question I have for you is, who was your toughest individual opponent throughout your career? And I'm guessing it's going to be somebody from United.
Oh, good question, yeah. I mean, if I'm playing the right midfield, it would probably... Someone like Stuart Pearce would absolutely, proper tackle, and then you try and do him a little bit at the back, and he's one of them sort of guys that you could ever. And Stuart Pearce, I'd hate to play him in his prime back in the day. English left back, played against Maldini. He was a real top player, AC Milan. Central midfielders. Roy Keane. We talk about Roy Keane for Manchester United. He's very influential for Manchester United because he was the captain and he had Paul Scholes alongside him. He had Ryan Giggs, you had David Beckham. But he used to organise the midfield, and we all know about the spats he had with Patrick Vieira. So Roy was always a very, very competitor, always wanted to win. And that's...
Thank you so much, Ray. I'm pretty sure from what you said, you were talking about is between perhaps Stuart Pearce and Roy Keane. And those are incredible midfield players in their prime.
I thought you forced him into the...
I didn't force him into it. No, he's...
I was going to say Stuart Pearce.
Okay, now, Cross, this is a question for you because it's almost the end of the season. Obviously, this is the final stretch. What would you consider a success for Manchester City this season?
A success. I won't lie, this year has been a hanky, like it's not been.
It's not topsy-turvy, yeah. So let me ask you now.
That Champions League.
Champions League is what you consider success. So you don't care about the Premier League anymore?
Nobody cares.
They don't do it now.
Oh my goodness.
That Champions League has to come home. That Champions League, once he comes home, I will not say yes. Because we brought him, how many years now we brought Pep?
I think it was 6 years.
Yeah,
6, 7 years.
And he has given us, our plan was to win a Premiership for 5 years in a row, I won't lie. But Liverpool has screwed it up, and I think Arsenal is about to do damage. Hopefully not, but let's see. But Champions League, it has to come home.
Okay, now you can't deny the passion of a football fan, a true football fan. I mean, I've seen that right here with Cross Okonkwo, who is joining us on today's show. Now it's time for the quiz. I know some of my colleagues are not so happy about it because of their record during the World Cup, but we're going to have the quiz for your entertainment. Now, it's going to be between two teams, as you know. For the moment, I know it's going to be very tough for Gideon, given his allegiances to Manchester United, but Gideon and Cross are going to be on the same team. We're going to call you Team Man City. And then on the other side, we have Femi Faraway and, of course, Chigozie Brown. You're going to be Team Arsenal. Now, very, very quickly, we're going to run through the rules of this quiz. As you know, we always have rules. Very, very important. Now, we're going to have 5 questions each for our teams. Now, of course, the time is 10 seconds for you to answer your question correctly. If you don't get your answer right, the opposing team has 5 seconds to get the answer right. And guess what? For each answer gotten correctly from a question, you get 1 point. But if the opposing team gets the answer right, they get 2 points. Quickly, guys, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Let's do this.
Whoa, okay. Well,
Let's
easy.
go.
Okay. All right, we're going to start.
Go.
All right, we're going to start with Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I expect that because Ray is still here, we
Yes.
should be able to ask for help.
Thank you very much. That's
I'm
very,
just
very
saying.
good. Thank you for that reminder. Obviously, Ray, you're going to be a part of our quiz as well. So in this case, and this is only a privilege given to Team Arsenal.
I mean,
Team Man City doesn't have any help.
That's
so
unfair.
now,
I mean,
I know it's unfair. I'm
it
sorry.
doesn't matter.
I don't make the rules.
Life isn't fair.
So,
Yeah,
team,
if you want, go to court.
so now,
I probably know the City questions as well, don't worry.
so Ray, you're going to have to help them by giving them hints. Don't give them the answer. Just
Yeah,
give,
okay. Perfect.
Don't give them the answer. Just give them hints to the answer. All right?
Right.
All right. Time is up. Time is up.
Oh,
Team
come
Man
on.
City. 5 seconds. Time starts now.
He's 42.
Final answer?
No, no.
What? No, Ray, don't help them! Ray, don't help them!
My time was up.
That's everything I do.
Ray, don't help Team Man City, come on!
Very free.
By
Ray
the way,
can help anybody, thank you, Ray.
before we get to the answer, I just want to let you guys know, whoever wins this quiz, their team will win the Premier League. Just putting it out there.
But that's not already easy now.
All right, now the answer, final answer.
For the free. And yours is what?
It's 41.
39. You
It's
said 39. No, you said
No, I
39.
said 39. It's
41.
Final answer on the board. Let's see it.
43.
41 years old, so nobody get the points for that one.
That's
So they get the bonus points. And that's the end of our quiz now. Wait now. While we are correcting the answers and the relax now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She goes, relax.
I'm so
There are
excited.
no odds here.
No, but I had a jot on this. I had a jot on this.
Now, we'll get the results very, very shortly. But a big thank you to Ray for also giving us the hint, even though he almost helped Team Man City at one point in the quiz.
Shout out to you, Ray. You're the reason why we probably won this.
Now, the results should be appearing on the screen right now. Let's see who won. Team Man City. Oh my God, it's a tie.
No, that's not true. Where are bonus points?
Wait.
Where are bonus points?
Don't.
Where are bonus points? That's not facts.
What?
That's
Sorry,
not true.
what? Sorry, what? Sorry, what?
No, this is Ojoro.
Sorry,
We
what?
had bonus points.
Louder, please. It's there. Go to court. Go to court.
Where's that? Gabriel, where's our
Hold
bonus
on,
points?
hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Okay,
Go
first of
to
all,
court.
I'd love to extend my gratitude to
You're
Ray
not
Parlour.
saying
Wait
anything.
now, wait now. Let me extend my
I got argue with the Chief
Ray Parlour, thank you so much for
Justice.
being a part of this show. Cross is obviously having a great time. But before we go on, now Ray, we'd love to say a very big thank you for being a part of our show. You are truly a great hero and icon for football in general, not only for Arsenal fans, but everybody that loves the English football. We love you so much for being a part of our show. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Ray.
All the best, guys.
Don't be a stranger, Ray.
So now we're going to go on a very, very quick break. And when we come back, there's still more on this show. Of course, Cross, thank you for being a part of this.
Thank you.
I hope you can stick around.
Even though they did Ojoro for you,
Wait
the
now.
collation of these results was called to
I have a Man City friend.
Go to court. Don't worry, we're neighbors.
We're going
Don't
to
worry.
take a very quick break right
My
now. When we
good
come
neighbor.
back, there's more here on Sporty Live.